The Undead Celluloid Society welcomes you into another podcast. My name is Michael,
And I'm Rachel.
and today we are covering the 1995 film Leprechaun 3, the one in Las Vegas. So this is the third installment in our St. Patrick's Day month series of Leprechauns. We're only going to go to 4, as we said before. But this one is set in Las Vegas, not set. And it really kind of plays off of its background. It's like the Leprechaun. It's like Jason Takes Manhattan in a sense of, you're here for it because he's in the big city. He's in kind of doing his own thing. And I think this one really kind of like pulls that off. Like it does the satisfactory Leprechaun in Vegas kind of thing. The humor for me kind of really hit with it. I think that there's a lot of silliness in this one. The first one seemed like it was trying to be more of a straight to horror, even though they said they were going to add comedic elements to it. The second one was just the characters kind of just really drug it down. This one for me, the characters were like the highlight of it. They're so dumb and like wacky, like so like out of this world.
The side characters, definitely.
Yeah, the side characters, not the main characters.
It's like Ollie from the first one.
Oh yeah, Ollie is always great. Ollie is great. He will make a return in the ones we watch. This movie to me is really where the Leprechaun series found its footing. I will have to agree with Warwick Davis on that. And with it being his favorite of the series, honestly, probably my favorite of the series.
Really?
Yeah, and ironically, this is the one that's the first one to not be released in theaters.
Yep, this one was straight to video. And wait, it's the most expensive to date as far as the budget went?
I think Leprechaun 2 is.
Really? Okay.
I think Leprechaun 2 had a bigger budget, but then it flopped.
Okay.
Because Leprechaun 1 had the $950,000 budget, made a decent bit of money, and then they made Leprechaun 2, and then it flopped. It didn't do well. Well, I mean, shockingly, it was a really boring movie.
Yeah.
Bridget.
It was, oh my gosh, it was awful.
Bridget. I'll tell you what, Tammy, the blonde replacement for the blonde Bridget, way better girl.
Way better actress. Way better morals.
Yeah, way better person in general.
Yeah. But so Michael, what did, besides the humor and the fact that it's in Las Vegas, and I know you love Las Vegas.
I mean, I don't say I love Las Vegas. I just went there one time. It was fun.
You talked about it a lot.
I talked about it a lot during that because there was a lot of stuff that I saw. It was kind of cool.
True.
It was kind of cool to see stuff that I had seen because they only shot there one day. So my guess is like the ample shots where I was like, oh, I saw that or I saw that. Those are the shots.
I saw that McDonald's.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm assuming those shots are the shots that are used in the film.
Yeah.
The other stuff, I know for a fact, not for a fact. I don't want to say that because I'm not going to like spew gospel here.
Right.
But I almost certainly am positive that the Lucky Shamrock is not a real casino. That has to be fake. I want to say that a lot of that stuff was shot in LA, but like the strip shots that I was telling you about on Fremont Street and stuff, that is Vegas.
Yeah.
Treasure Island. What's the other one?
All the casinos. And
there was a couple of casinos that it showed that I was like, oh, I've seen that. I saw that.
Yeah.
So those were real. I mean, I enjoyed Vegas while I was there. Go a little bit of a tangent there on that. Very expensive city. As Cody, not Cody, Scott. Sorry.
Oh
I praised this movie for being my favorite in the series, but I, for some reason, want to call the main character Scott Cody. Guy looks like Cody.
Cody being the main male character from the second
Leprechaun 2. Yes. And you know what? Just as much of a wet paper blanket as that guy. No,
I mean, he did more a little bit.
That guy is like, as we said earlier,
no, he's
a golden retriever in human form.
He's an idiot.
He's Wide-eyed. He was wide. He was introduced wide-eyed while he was driving. Going,
Yeah. So basically, this kid is driving through Vegas on his way to school in California, and his parents had, for some reason, I don't know how they haven't figured out up to this
cut him a fucking
point.
check.
Yeah, up to this point in his life, how his parents have not figured out that he is just clueless and naive and stupid. But they cut him a blank check for $23,000, and he
for his tuition and board for the entire year of college that he's going to. We don't know where he's going to college at. Why he's driving through Vegas? I'm assuming he's going to like California or something.
Yeah, he is. He says it.
Does he say it?
Yeah,
I didn't remember him saying that.
He was telling Tammy why he was coming through Vegas. And he's like, I'm going to school. And she's like, oh, that's a smart decision.
Oh, I didn't remember him saying where he was going to school.
Yeah, he was going to California. But so he decides that he wants to spend more time with Tammy after taking her to work or something.
Oh yeah, she stands out on the road and hitchhikes.
Yeah,
because her car
broke
breaks down. Pretty dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, but so he takes her to work and decides he wants to wait for her, and she's like, "No, don't gamble," because he's obviously never been in a casino.
Well, he begs her at first to go in too. Remember?
Yeah,
she drops. He goes to drop her off. She's like, "Well, see you later." That was gonna be it.
Yeah, and then he wants to go in and begs her, and then she's like, "Don't gamble." What's he do? Cashes the entire $23,000 and loses it.
Yeah, he just chips on roulette of all things.
Yeah,
like roulette. Not even on like a card game.
Oh my god! Yeah, and then he's like, "How can this happen to me?" And I'm like, "Dude, you just blew through $23,000 at a game of luck." Well, not really. Luck.
Oh yeah, because Loretta
was
ironically
fixing it.
It's very funny to hear you say that name because that's your mom's name.
Yeah.
The other thing we can mention that's going on while this is happening is poor Gupta, the owner of the pawn shop, is getting the shit kicked out of him by this leprechaun.
Yeah, he bites his ear off.
This dude. Okay, so this dude that we never get explanation for is like a fucking like he's got a hook for a hand. Has this giant ass bag that he's carrying, and he's like, "I got to make some money to get out of here." And he opens the bag, and it's a statue of this leprechaun with a medallion.
Yes.
And he's like, and Gupta's like $20, and then he's like, "Whatever," and grabs it and just runs out of there. He's like, "Don't touch the medallion," and then leaves. And then, of course, what does Gupta do?
Takes the
medallion off. Says it's cheap. Then the leprechaun materializes, disappears, and then a pot of gold is there. And then Rachel, what's the leprechaun do to this poor man?
He bites his ear off.
All in succession too.
Yeah. Bites his ear off, bites his toe off. What else did he do to him? And then does he just kill him after that?
No, he bites his ear off, he bites his toe off.
Beats him with a bat.
Shoots him with an arrow.
Shoots him with an arrow, beats him with a bat.
And then he scares him away a couple times. Then he puts the Scholastic Kids Leprechaun interactive DVD on the screen, so you can learn about leprechauns because it's going to be accurate. At the bottom of that list, by the way, was the Loch Ness Monster, which was great. I love that.
Surprisingly, the instructions on how to deal with a leprechaun from this,
worked
1995
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can get if you so I'll go through the rules. So if you they're very protective of their gold. Two leprechauns can exist in the same area. One leprechaun's a problem, but if there's two, then it's unimaginable destruction.
All hell's gonna break.
Hell's gonna break loose. That is actually, I think that's exactly what they say. Then if you take every shilling that you have from the pot of gold, you get a wish for.
Yes, one wish for.
Yeah, because on the animated screen, the guy has the girl with the big boobs show up. Then the pot, it gets big and muscular, and then there's something else that shows on the screen, but I don't remember what the other thing is. I think it's like a giant stack of money or something. But so for every shilling, then the most important one to remember from this is that every shilling that you have, you get a wish for.
Yes.
So if you come into possession of a shilling from this pot of gold, you can make a wish. Now, this is not something new to the series, because in the third or in the second one, Morty says that when you capture a leprechaun, you get 3 wishes. So, and then in the first one, there's nothing about wishes at all.
Yeah.
So that kind of feeds into the theory that we talked about in the last one of maybe it's a different leprechaun in each movie.
Oh yeah.
Because think about it.
I mean, it has to be. He
does.
He dies in the first one.
Oh well, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. In this one, he definitely dies.
He definitely dies in this one. He died. I believe he dies in the second one as well.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's so unforgettable. We'll have to go look at our podcast. But there's also different rules. Like in the first one, he has he's major emphasis on shining shoes, polishing shoes. The second one, there's a little bit of that when he says your shoes are filthy and like smacks him around. But then after that, it's wrought iron is his weakness in that one. And then in this one, it's a gold. It's not a gold, like a silver medallion with like a red ruby in the middle. Yeah,
and if you burn the pot, if you destroy the gold, you destroy the leprechaun.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, no one has thought to do that to this point, so we don't know if that affects the other ones.
Right.
But in this one, it works very well.
Yeah, and if you get the leprechaun's blood in an open wound, you turn into a leprechaun.
Yeah, it's like an infectious like werewolf disease.
Yeah.
So it's not just that he bites you, but like if he gets his blood in you too. Kind of actually that's more vampiric than werewolf. But yeah, so Cody
Scott Michael.
Oh gosh. Sorry guys.
This has happened more than once.
It happened the whole time we were watching the movie. As a preference to this is my favorite Leprechaun movie of all time. I have watched this movie multiple times, and I sincerely love it. I cannot call this guy Scott for the life of me. I don't know why. I just want to call him Cody.
Yeah.
He needs to be Cody. They should have just called him Cody. They should have named the other guy Scott. Because I barely remember him.
Yeah, he's really stuck on this Cody thing.
Yeah, I'm really stuck on this Cody thing. So if I call him Cody, you know what? You guys know what I mean. Yeah. Whatever. I liked the expansion of the mythology in this one. Decent. I mean, honestly, for direct to video, for you kids at home that are listening to this went direct to VHS and DVD. Yeah. VHS was this thing that us ancient people had a long time ago.
Stick in the big box, and then if you wanted to rewind it, you had to stick something in the back of it and wind it.
Yes.
Remember that?
You know, honestly, it's not. I'm waiting for them to make a comeback because they already did a comeback with vinyl discs.
I don't think they'll make a comeback.
I 100% think VHS will make a comeback. 100%.
I don't.
I give it 5 to 7 years, and then we're gonna see VHSs again.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I hope not.
I hope so. I love VHSs. Funny story. So I only ever ruined one VHS my entire life.
Really?
It was an orange VHS.
The Rugrats one?
No, not the Rugrats one. That's a good one,
SpongeBob?
though. No, Scooby-Doo.
Oh.
Scooby-Doo 2002. Honestly, hot take here, greatest movie of all time. It's so funny. It's not the greatest movie of all time. But Rachel, we're going to cover it on this podcast at some point because it does have some horror elements to it.
Oh my God.
One of the greatest movies I've ever watched. I rewound and watched that fucking VHS so many times that the tape came out of it.
Oh my God.
It was great. And you know what? Every time I show it to someone nowadays, they're like, that's pretty great. It has so many adult jokes in it that it's like, how is this a kid's movie?
Dude, most cartoons from back in our childhood days had so many
Johnny Bravo.
But like Toy Story, there were so many sexual innuendos in that movie. Like, you just don't even notice it until obviously you're an adult. But we digress.
We digress. We want to rant. You know what? We want to rant. Eventually, at some point, when when we're more professional, we'll have a moderator here to tell us to get back on track. We're really bad about this. It's probably it's going to end up being Dallas. So
it's fine.
It is going to end up being Dallas to tell us to get back on track.
Probably, but it's fine.
It is fine. You know what? Back to Leprechaun 3.
Oh my god, what did you not like about this movie?
I don't like how they tried to make Caroline Williams not hot, or not an attractive lady.
You're so upset about that.
Just because, so Caroline Williams is kind of a staple in horror movies because she was in. We haven't watched this yet, so you won't understand as much. But she was in the staple Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and that is a classic among horror aficionados. I said naughtios. But that's a classic among those because it's so tonally different from the first, but it's so entertaining. And there's a lot of cultural significance around it too. But she's the main character and she's she's not the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life, but she's a decently attractive looking girl, and her body. The problem with this movie, and after I say this, you'll understand. Her body is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with her body at all. Well, in Leprechaun 3, for some reason, she's playing this woman that's supposed to looks way older than what she is, and they purposely
make hag with a young face.
Old hag with a fake wig. They give her this makeup to make her face look wrinkly a little bit. They also they put something in her shirt to make her boobs look like they sag to her to her waist
belt, yeah.
And then you can tell that she's wearing these oversized clothes to make her butt look flat and stuff and not look she doesn't look like this. I mean, obviously, when she gets her wish later on, you can tell that, wow, this is not the same person.
Right.
And I get that it was played for that, but I don't know. It just seems kind of like an insult to her, I think, a little bit, just as a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it's played for comedy and stuff.
Honestly, though, the funniest thing about that, because her wish was to
be hot, be herself.
To be sexy. Perkier boobs, a smaller, more perkier butt, a flatter waist. And
she didn't wish for her hair to be shorter, but that's funny.
No, but and then when the leprechaun finds her and basically curses her, her lips get bigger, her boobs get bigger,
her butt
gets bigger. And I'm like, she'd fit in now.
Till she blows up.
Well, until she blew up, but I'm like, she totally fit in now with all the freaking Botox and lip injections and Brazilian butt lifts and stuff.
Yeah, BBLs and it's very funny. I do like it. It's come up. It's very funny. She's a shitty character. I mean, her character is a shitty person.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
her and Fazio. I fucking love Fazio. Fazio is so funny, in a bad way. He's such a terrible person, but he's so unashamedly a bad person.
He has all the confidence in the world for no reason.
No talent.
For no reason. He thinks he's the best magician in the world, and he literally has no talent whatsoever, and he's horrible.
Yes. Oh, I 100% agree. The one other thing I didn't like was the fucking baby voice that Tammy does when she's under the spell of the. What is Mitch? Yeah, Mitch is the casino owner, and he is this guy in his 50s who has this disturbing hard-on for Tammy, who is 23, 24, maybe in her early 20s, probably. She's older than I want to say that she's a couple years older than Scott.
Good job.
I said Scott. I almost said Cody. But she's definitely she's definitely like 4 or 5 years older. Than Scott. Almost said Cody that time. But Mitch is clearly in his 50s or 60s. Well, maybe not 60s, 50s.
I could see it, but
if he aged well, but I'd say 50s.
Yeah.
In his 50s, and he's like, well, when he came over to her when they first introduced him, he like grabs her on the waist and says, "My future headliner" and stuff. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of gross.
Yeah,
and then
make you a star.
And then Loretta, who is Caroline Williams. Sorry, I don't know why I had a brain fart there. Loretta, who is Caroline Williams' character, has the gold coin at this point and is trying to make it work, but she doesn't know how it works. This is pre her getting her wish and blowing up. So he takes the coin and she's like you could have it. He's like, I can have any girl I want. She said, yeah, like that airheaded bimbo Tammy that you want. And he's like, yeah, I wish. And then she turns into like this. She gets this like prepubescent voice.
Mitch.
Yeah. Oh God, makes me want to throw
Mitch,
up.
I want you.
Yeah, stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. It's gross. It's very disgusting. There's something about that voice that I cannot stand when girls do that. Like in media. I don't know if girls do this in real life or not. I hope not.
I know some girls who've done that.
Oh gosh. It sounds so prepubescent, like a little girl to me. And it's such like a I don't get how that would turn a guy on. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of disgusting people out there.
Yeah.
But
exactly those types.
But I hated when she did that because she had a normal voice up to this point.
Yeah.
Like she didn't sound like that at all. Now, if she had sounded like that the whole movie, different story.
Right.
Like whatever. But it sounds so clearly to me like he got his wish and she's doing what he wants. I mean, not really, but he got his wish and she's getting her up to his room. But it almost sounds like she's being sarcastic about it.
Yeah.
Like, it
then she
real.
Beats the shit out of him in the elevator.
She does she's got like a pain fetish or something. She's beating the hell out of him. Yeah.
But I wonder if that's what he actually likes.
So I don't know.
Because it's his wish.
Because well, we saw with everyone else that got their wishes, aside from Scott, that there was consequences for their wishes. Like at first, like Loretta, that all that stuff happened to Loretta. Other than Leprechaun made that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some kind of consequence to their wish in a sense of. I don't feel like that was what Mitch wanted. More of like that was what this is just how Tammy is, and he just didn't know. You know what I mean?
Or maybe that was like her coming out. You know, like her actual conscious mind trying to get past the curse.
It could have been or
the wish.
I will say the acting when she goes to pull her bra off, and then Loretta makes the wish, and it like stabs Tammy out of it, and she goes, "Mitch, how did you when she's like, how did you get me here?" Like that seemed that looked really good to me.
Yeah.
In the sense of like that seemed like a girl like that looked really betrayed, like very like vulnerable and disgusted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could imagine a girl doing that. Like holding on, like covering herself completely and being disgusted and running out crying and stuff. That looked legitimate to me. Like almost like he drugged her.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the things I don't really like about the movie. Aside from that, there's a lot I think that's going for this film in a really, really strong way. The side characters we mentioned earlier are great. The subtle gay guys, the guy that's collecting the debt from Mitch.
Yeah.
And his gay bodyguard. he's like, does 9:45 work for you? When are you going on break? Oh, 9:30. 9:30, 9:45. You think you'll be back in time? Yeah, I'll be back in time. Sweet. And then they talk about their underwear hanging low and stuff.
What kind of boxers?
Yeah.
He's like, I like to be comfortable. You know, I like to hang where I want to hang.
He's like, where do you like to hang?
They started talking about their
Those guys are so
socks,
gay.
and then the what is it called? Like the straps.
Yes, those guys are so gay.
Had-
And when they go upstairs, he grabs the guy by the hand to like walk him upstairs, and I'm like, that's.
I missed that part.
You know what? I ship them.
You ship
I ship them. You know what? Good for them.
They
died together.
They died the least horrific deaths.
I mean,
they just got beat with the stick.
The shillelagh.
Yeah.
We are. Say that for me. Say that word for me.
Shillelagh.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
That stick. I just wanted to hear if you could say it or not. This is the Leprechaun series, Rachel. People die in dumb ways all the time.
But no,
That's not the
it
worst
was still
thing
like
anticlimactic. Yeah, they do die.
Like, okay, one guy gets his eyeball like poked out, and then you just see him beating them with the shillelagh.
That was the gay bodyguard. He got his eye poked out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like that was like the most horrific thing that happened to them. Then he just beats him in the back.
Well, then, to be fair, Gupta dies from getting beat by a shillelagh. He just got like his ear bit off, his finger, his toe bit off. He got shot with an arrow. He got a gun blew up in his face. Gupta, all this shit, all this stuff that should have killed Gupta didn't kill Gupta. A shillelagh beating did. So you know what, audience, beware of a shillelagh.
Yeah, right.
I think I don't know. I think that I enjoyed that. I enjoyed. Scott's kind of lame, but I mean he tries. You know, I'm not going to be mad at him. He's definitely out of the male protagonists that we've had thus far. We look back on the guy that's with Jennifer Aniston, kind of lame. Doesn't really do a whole lot.
Tyler.
Is that his name?
Taylor.
I don't remember what his name is.
But anyway,
I remember his little brother more. I remember him.
Yeah, right.
Cody from the second one.
You definitely remember.
I remember Cody's name. Very lame.
Yeah.
I would say that Scott is the best out of what we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Tammy is definitely the best girl.
Mm-mm.
You see Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston, all the way.
I disagree.
All the way.
I think Tammy's got more depth to her
Tammy
character.
doesn't do shit.
Not at first. But then she does help. She helps Scott. The one thing that that's right. Yeah, that reminds me. I was about to say something about the hospital scene, but so after after Scott, gosh, cannot stop calling him Cody. After Scott is infected with the leprechaun vampirism, whatever you want to call it, after he's turning into a leprechaun, she takes him to the hospital and. They're like, do you have health insurance? And then they want to run every test imaginable starting with
they found the money.
They found the money. They want to run every test imaginable. And then they do I forget what kind of test it is, but it like shows like a chart of your stuff. And it's just a picture of a middle finger. It's so funny. It made me laugh so hard.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. I don't know how you missed that, but it made me laugh really hard.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Tammy more than I like Jennifer Aniston's character. Jennifer Aniston, to me, was just too insufferable at first to overcome. Tammy is a consistent character throughout, and she does. I mean, she is pretty. I think she is kind of shallow, even though we don't see that. I mean, that's not a fair assumption.
I don't know. She sticks around Scott after he starts looking like a hairy old leprechaun,
making rhymes. That's the other great thing about this movie is that Warwick Davis, he's making those limericks left and right with them.
Oh yeah,
he's doing great.
Definitely
it made me laugh a couple times. Rachel's cringing over here, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I think this is where, but to me, that's where I think they realize what they're doing. This is a evil leprechaun kill people because of his gold. It's not going to ever be a super serious scary movie.
Right. I
can't believe the concept for this series originally was that it was going to be a horrifying thing. Like people are going to be scared of this guy. Well, to be fair, you were scared of him when you were little.
Yeah, but when I was little, now I just want to punch him in the face, like punch him.
He's a little shit. Like you just
punch him across the room. Yeah.
Same thing with like Chucky. You know, he's a little dude. Like get out of here.
Chucky's really scary.
Get out of here, you little man.
No, they managed to make Chucky scary.
Hey, to be fair, Chucky doesn't have magical powers like Leprechaun, though. Leprechaun can move shit around.
Just some hoodoo voodoo. put a body or put a soul in a doll.
Yeah, no, but aside from that, though, he
Yeah.
doesn't have magical
Yeah.
powers, you know?
Yeah.
So Leprechaun's more dangerous than him, if you think about it in that sense.
Yeah, he is, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we're just kind of rambling at this point. But you know, honestly, to me, I've talked about how much I enjoy this movie. Rachel, what's your opinion? Because you were pretty tight-lipped about this, and we're pretty late into this. But you've been very tight-lipped about.
Where are we at?
We're like at 30 minutes. But what's your you've been very
Honestly,
tight-lipped. Tell me your opinion on this. Compare this to the other movies. So,
I wish I had watched this one first.
Why is that?
Because it is better than the other two.
Oh, 100%.
And at this point, I'm kind of tired of the whole hero, heroine, couple-y thing. You know, it's the same movie. It's a guy and a girl who meet and fall in love, or if they're not already together, like in the second one. Something happens where they get a hold of the gold, and then they spend the rest of the movie trying to kill the leprechaun.
That is a good point, but I
wish they would do something different. But
well, we're about to go into space with the next one, so
yeah, but we'll see. But I just wish I would have watched this one first, because like it does have way better aspects to it, and I feel like the writing was better, the story was better. It's like, you know, same old song and dance that I watched the other two times.
I think
so. It's hard for me to enjoy.
I think out of the ones that came out so far, this is the one that was the least deserving to be straight to video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The second one should not have even gone to video. The second one should have just been thrown out the door.
Yeah, just filmed it and it's never done again.
Yeah.
We're not a fan of Leprechaun 2 here.
No.
But I think honestly, like we said, I'm curious to see where, because we're going to watch Leprechaun 4 this year, and then next year for March we'll do the final 4 Leprechaun movies.
Okay.
Which was when we go into the hood.
Okay. Because I have a year to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah, you have a year to mentally prepare yourself. So I'm curious to see what you think of 4. But you are right; it is a standard. we get a prototypical guy saves girl, guy falls in love, or if they're not already together, guy and girl fall in love.
It's a copy and paste.
Scott and Tammy don't really strike me as like relationship material, but they do kiss at the end. You're right, and she's like, "I think I have all I want." So it does kind of like send that off at the end. But the whole time I'm thinking of this movie, Tammy seems almost more like an older sister to him in a sense.
Yeah,
because
I get that vibe. Absolutely.
Scott, as I said earlier, is literally a golden retriever in human form.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does not have any self-control. He doesn't have any self-preservation. He doesn't have any common sense.
No.
And Tammy has all of that. And it's silly. It's silly to me. Yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the movie. I enjoyed this film a lot. So yeah, we'll just go into our rating now. To me, it'd be really cheap, to say that it's a Las Vegas trip, because I've been to Las Vegas, and I've mentioned that like 1,000 times during this podcast. But I think that it is. I would compare this to, and I have not done this yet, but I would compare this to a trip to Disney World, where you're expecting, a really fun, grandiose time, stress-free and enjoyable. But when you get there, everything's expensive. You're overpaying for everything. By the middle of the week, you're running out of money, and the rest of the time you're there, you're stressing out.
Okay.
So I think that it's one of those kind of vacations of like, oh my gosh, you've been away through, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm out of money. I got a budget the rest of the time I'm here. So I'm living on $20 a day.
Okay, so this movie stressed you out.
Not at first. It's a lot of fun at first. I think it kind of drags its feet just a little bit in the middle to the end act, especially with the leprechaun stuff that Scott, not Cody, gets into.
Yeah.
It kind of drags its feet a little bit, but
A little
that's
bit.
kind of my thoughts.
Okay. So my vacation would be a trip to
It could be something you haven't done yet, Dina.
I know. I honestly, it's like for me and my, I'm not really a fan of baseball, but I
Okay.
can go to a baseball game and have a good time because of the atmosphere.
Okay.
But it's like a trip, like going to a baseball game, and at first you're really excited, all the electricity and the atmosphere from the fans and stuff, and
All the music
you
playing
get
and stuff.
your food and your drink, and you sit down, and then you go through 9 innings of a game that you know how it's going to be played.
You go through baseball, basically.
Yeah, you watch a baseball game, and then by the end of it, you're like, all right, it's time to go home. Yeah, all right, yeah.
I like that. No, that's a good one. I think that's a really good one.
That's exactly
do you
how
have
that
a, do you
was
have a
for me.
team you want to put on there? You want to rep out a team?
I know one team. Okay, actually 3 teams, and
Come on, rep one out.
I can't. The Red
come on.
Sox, the
Red Sox. You already want to say the Pirates first?
I was gonna say the Pirates, and then the other ones.
You know what? We'll just say a game with the West Virginia Black Bears.
The Mets. Is that a bad?
No. The Mets is the one.
Okay.
We'll say. How about we
And
say
the Yankees? I know 4.
Ew. We'll say. You know what? We'll say a game with the West Virginia Black Bears. That's in
Okay.
Morgantown. Shout.
I think I might have more fun doing that. Let's say to a Pirates game because they're.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't have as much fun.
No.
I will say. You know what? Shout out David if you're watching. David Carpenter. He is a guy, one of my homies that plays basketball with me on Monday nights. He is the manager of the West Virginia Black Bears.
Oh.
Former pro baseball player.
Well.
Also played baseball collegiately at WVU. Very nice guy. So if you're listening to this, David, we're not counting the Black Bears because we'd have a blast to your guys' game.
Even me, who doesn't like baseball.
Oh, I don't like baseball either.
Okay.
He does that. But well, yeah, we'll say we usually want to say Pirates game.
Yeah.
I agree with that because I've been to a Pirates game.
I've been to many Pirates games.
I mean, it was okay at first. My uncle made this joke and was like, I had my phone. I was like, you're not supposed to have your phone out. They'll yell at you if you do. And I'm like, what? And I put my phone away. Didn't realize he was joking. I'm like a kid at this point. Like, they're going to yell at me for having my phone out.
Why would you believe him? But if you're a kid.
I was a kid.
Okay, yeah, no, I got you.
So, yeah, so there's that. All right. Is this a Trisha Morrison movie?
I think she's asleep.
She is definitely asleep. Trisha is in the room with us. She watched the movie with us.
I mean,
100% yes, because she enjoyed every second of this movie.
Do you think she did? I don't know if she did.
She laughed a lot during it, and she also watched it for like the 3rd time.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, we're going to have to say big fat yes to that.
A big fat yes to a Trisha Morrison movie. Shout out to her. Please don't stalk her on any social medias. Because we just gave you her first and last name. Though we've done that before.
You did that.
Yeah, whoops. I doxed her. If you want her,
Daisy.
If you want her address, I will put that in the Patreon.
It's okay. Her name's about to change anyway.
Yeah. Congratulations. She's about to get married. Maybe we'll do a podcast at her wedding.
We've already said that, and I already said we're not doing that.
Oh, come on. We can do a fun one.
We're not doing that, Michael.
Yeah, we'll see. We have video.
We're not.
We can do a vlog at that one.
Maybe not.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, guys, we really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you guys for your continued support and being with us. We have talked a lot of smack on these Leprechaun movies, but we're having a good time.
Always
with the St. Patty's Day vibe. It's a good time.
Always having a good time.
I hope you guys tune in next week for Leprechaun 4 in space. So, yeah, we thank you guys. And please subscribe, tell your friends, like, comment, give us suggestions of stuff you want to listen to. We had a set schedule for this entire year, but we're pretty flexible. We might change that around a lot.
Yeah.
So, give us some stuff. We'll listen to your suggestions. There's only one thing that's going to be concrete this year, and Rachel doesn't know what it is yet. But it'll be a surprise until it happens.
Oh.
But until next time, we thank you guys again. We are the Undead Celluloid Society podcast. My name is Michael,
And I'm Rachel.
and we thank you guys for listening.